Welcome to Lifetime Assembly Channel. My name is John, and today I'm going to help you assemble your PowerLift portable basketball system with a 54-inch acrylic backboard. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly instructions that come with the basketball system. If you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the comments or descriptions below for a timestamp associated with each step. Now let's take a look at what's inside the box. There are steps within this assembly that require more than one person, so be sure you have at least one other adult available. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at some of the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need a 1/2-inch wrench, 11/16 wrench, 9/16 wrench, 3/4 inch wrench, 3/16 Allen key which is included, a pair of pliers, a rubber mallet, a measuring tape, Phillips screwdriver, a block of wood, a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, make sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware. 9/16 socket, 1/2-inch socket. To make things easier, we're going to use a 3/4 inch socket, a 3/8 socket, and a socket adapter. At some point in the assembly process, you'll need to fill the base. Follow the link in the description below to see what you'll need. It is crucial that you refer to your assembly manual to review the safety instructions for this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. Secure the pull bracket to the top pull, making sure that the pull bracket goes on the dimpled holes with the small hole at the bottom. Now slide the top pole onto the middle pole. The middle pole is the one with the sticker. Secure the two together by aligning the slot with the smaller hole just below the larger hole. It's normal for the screw to spin freely once inserted. Now secure the bottom pole to the middle pole by repeating the previous steps. Make sure you've done the previous steps properly because this next step is irreversible. Now we're going to seat the poles together by striking each end on a piece of scrap wood or cardboard 5 or 6 times. You're going to need to use some force, so be careful around your toes. Now you're going to add self-drilling screws into the remaining small holes. The screws are designed to go through the metal of the underlying poles. If you don't have a socket adapter like we do, you can go ahead and insert the screw into the chuck of your gun and complete the step that way. Secure the base cap onto the base, making sure the rubber gasket is on the inside. Now you're going to add the pole to the base, making sure that the crimped edge is facing out. Start by adding the axle with the wheel and sliding it through the holes on the base. Once you get the axle through to the other side, make sure you add your second wheel. To avoid damaging the base with the rubber mallet, take a flathead screwdriver and tap the axle the rest of the way through. Attach the flattened end of the brace to the base with the hardware, only finger tighten for now. Repeat the same steps for the other side. Now attach the pull braces to the bottom pole with the hardware. If you haven't already, lay the system down so that the pole is laying flat on the ground, and don't lift the system back up until the base has been properly filled. Now go ahead and finish tightening the hardware. Insert the carriage bolts into the bracket. Using a 1/2-inch socket, push the push nut onto the axle about 1/8 of an inch. If you find this step difficult, go ahead and use a rubber mallet to tap it on. Now slide the axle through the rim and the pivot bracket to the other side and secure with the other push nut. Now attach the rim and the plastic guard to the backboard with the hardware. Slide the back plate over the U-bolt and insert it through the upper holes on the back of the rim. Screw the jam nut onto the threads of the U-bolt all the way down to the bottom. Slide the compression springs onto the U-bolt. Add the spring retainer plate. Then the nuts. Don't tighten these nuts all the way down. These nuts control the tension of the rim, so tighten them until the rim doesn't wobble. Attach the rim cover plate to the rim with the hardware. Now insert the tie plate into the slot on the lower extension arm and repeat for the other side. Now secure the lower extension arms together with the hardware and do not over tighten. Now insert the caps into the lower extension arms. Now secure the lower extension arms to the top pole in the lower set of holes. The nut is a center locking nut, so will require some effort. Only tighten until the bolt is flush with the nut. Attach the upper extension arms to the top pole using the hardware provided. Again, only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. With the help of another person, attach the lower extension arms to the backboard. If you happen to do this on the ground, put some cardboard down so you don't scratch anything. And the washers and spacers go in a specific order, so be sure to follow along. Now attach the upper extension arms to the middle set of holes on the backboard with the hardware. Again, only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. Insert the nylon plugs into the holes on the backboard. Now place the cap on top of the pole. Now slide the gas spring cover over the gas spring. Now attach the gas spring to the pole bracket, making sure the holes on the cover, gas spring, and bracket all line up. Again, only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. Place the trigger inside of the handle and secure with the hardware. Tighten until the bolt is flush with the nut. Insert the release pin into the gas spring. Now you're going to attach the lifter arms, the handle, and the gas spring together. Again, only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. Now screw the handle to the pole with the hardware. Only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. Now connect the lifter arms to the inside of the lower extension arms with the hardware provided. Again, only tighten the hardware until the bolt is flush with the nut. Now add the grease to the release pin. Now remove the protective film from the backboard. Now add the center frame pad to the backboard. You will be drilling through the frame, so make sure your drill is fully charged and set to the highest torque setting. Now attach both corner frame pads to the backboard, overlapping the center frame pad and secure with the hardware. For these next steps, follow the link in the description below to see how to properly fill the base of your system. We've already filled the base of this system, so we're going to move on to the next steps. Now attach the net to the rim. Now raise the backboard and measure 10 feet from the rim to the playing surface. Once you've measured 10 feet, go ahead and take your height adjustment sticker and place it right below the cover. Thank you for watching our video of how to assemble your Lifetime PowerLift portable basketball system. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.